Hey everybody, it's Jeff with another auction highlight. This actually happened on December 17th of 2020. And as you'll notice, Stacks Bowers hosted this auction. I want to zero in on the Barber Quarters. Larry Miller, I guess, was a somewhat unknown or at least not flashy collector, but he focused on a couple series beyond just his typeset. And one of them was the Barber Quarters. This was an interesting sale because it was completely full. 100% of the coins listed were in old holders, which was interesting. Of course, it tells the buyers of these coins that they've been off the market for quite a while. A lot of these were cacked. As you'll notice, I have a couple pictures of some nice toned ones, but for the most part, these were all white or blast white or very light toning on the Barber Quarters. So if you enjoy the white Barber Quarter, this would have been your auction to be in. And the overwhelming response of this was super strong prices. And I've been following the Barber Quarters, and they have good sales and bad sales. But when it came to this particular auction, they were extremely strong. And I'll go through some of the highlights here. It was 75 total coins, 75 total Barber Quarters for sale, all in the old holders. It was a split, but you could see 45 were NGC and 30 were PCGS. I guess Stacks Bowers probably sent them all to CAC before listing this auction. And what was impressive is 40% of the holders did CAC. And you can interpret that one of both ways. A lot of people believe the old holders, most of them probably would CAC. So coming in at 40%, some people might think is light. But of course, CAC's kind of motto is they want to separate the A, B, and C coins and only give a CAC sticker to the A coins, which are the top third within the grade, whereas the B and C coins, they will not assign a CAC sticker to. And what was also interesting is that a perfect 40% of both the NGC and the PCGS holders happen to have a CAC sticker, which I thought that was kind of a funny stat. You could see the total sales over all 75 coins compared to gray sheet. So in other words, the sales beat the gray sheet by 20%, which was pretty strong overall. Breaking out how it performed based on the different holders, you could see, of course, PCGS tended to outperform NGC, whether that was just a stronger desire for PCGS holder, whether it's the belief that maybe PCGS was tougher or stricter on their old holder grades, and therefore more likely to upgrade. Either way, NGC did not perform as well as PCGS, but still beat Gray Sheet. And perhaps the most impressive of all, out of the 30 coins, only one PCGS actually sold under Gray Sheet bid, and 5 out of the 45 of the NGC, which was still solid performance. One of the notable sales, he had a typeset and the full collection of the Barber Quarters, every date mint mark of the Barber Quarters. So in other words, he collected 2 of the 1913S, which is one of the key dates of the Barber Quarter series. One happened to be an NGC holder and one in a PCGS. And you could see based on the lot number that the NGC actually came up early. They went through the typeset first. Lot 1069, or is the 69th coin that came up for sale. And this Mint State 65, the CAC sticker, sold for $28,800. And I thought it was a pretty nice. It was white, of course, had some nice toning or nice luster. I think it has a nice soft goldish toning to it. I really like the look of that kind of white coin, if you want to call it that. Whereas the PCGS tends to be a little bit more muted when you look at it side by side here. The luster doesn't seem to be as flowing as the NGC holder. It could just be the picture. However, the PCGS ended up selling for $30,000, $1,200 more in the same grade, same CAC sticker, and in my opinion, a slightly inferior coin. Both of those did beat the gray sheet and did not quite get to the Mint State 66 gray sheet bid. One of the notable outperformers was this sweet toner here. I love the way these look, even though that is dark toning, which I know some people are turned off by. I really like when it has some version of rim toning or album toning, as some people call it. This one in the old soapbox holder, Mint State 65. with a CAC sticker sold for $4,080. And to think about $4,080, compare that to gray sheet bid at 500. The Mid-State 66 gray sheet bid at 1350. And even the PCGS value, which is known to be a retail price, the 66 plus, compared to a 65, that's 3,500. So this crushed even the Mid-State 66 plus PCGS value. It just tells you that the toner market, you just never know how it's going to sell compared to what should be considered fair price. And then to look at it even further, let's compare it to another 08D Mid-State 66 plus with a CAC sticker that's sold in 2020. It's sold January of 2020. As you can see, it has some light greenish golden toning around the edges. Probably not as nice of a toner as the one here in NGC holder, but that sold at just barely over half of what this particular one did. So clearly there was a couple bidders who really wanted this particular coin. Another outperformer of this particular auction was an 1899 Mid-State 65 that just absolutely crushed the gray sheet. Sold for $7,800. Gray sheet was $2,200. And you can see even crushed the next grade higher at 66. I mean, this is just a beautiful coin here. In my opinion, this probably could easily get to a Mid-State 66. When I was looking through some of the Mid-State 66 photos on PCGS website, it even beat the 66 plus PCGS value. So there was definitely some strong Barber Quarter performances, and you even see comparing to the November 2020, so this was only a month prior, of one grade higher, Mid-State 66 sold for about $2,500 less than this particular coin did. And the last notable outperformer was this beauty 1897 Mid-State 66 with a CAC sticker, sold for $15,600. And as you can see, it beat all of the values, even the 66 plus PCGS value. And you compare it to a Mid-State 67, which sold in March 2020, and this is a Brent Pogue coin. You could see that one sold for $12,000 with decent toning. That's more in the eyes of the beholder how nice that particular toning is. So I had to be fair. There is one underperformer, which I thought was probably the most interesting one of all, was an Eliasberg coin. You think that kind of name tied to that particular slab would almost always be an outperformer, especially as a Mid-State 67. This is the old crusty look toning. I think it's pretty nice. You could tell it probably has some pretty nice luster, Mid-State 67, but it is a bit muted just in terms of the toning. And this one sold for $18,000. And you compare that to gray sheet bid, that was $26,000, Mid-State 67 PCGS value at 40. This really underperformed. And you compare it to a recent sale, March 2020, a Brent Pogue coin again sold for $26,400. So with really equal to average toning. So for whatever reason, this one just did not get the bidders interested, which I found quite a bit surprising there. So I appreciate you watching. If you can, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. My channel is really meant to cover coin auction highlights, where price is trending, you'll see that. And then I really love talking about the history of the rare coin market. So please check out my other videos. And thank you again for watching.